The loyal toast. Fellow Rotarians, Rotractors and guests, I invite you to toast the good health of His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda.
His Excellency
the President of the Republic of Uganda.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rotarian Elizabeth, for guiding us through that. Yes, Rotarian Ivan Mutaka, kindly guide us through the forward test.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President, and all the Rotarians, Rotractors, and all friends on call. Please join me in reciting the royal forward test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you, Mr. President, and over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, one of our newest Rotarians, Rotarian Ivan Mutaka, for that. I want to welcome you, colleagues that have Rotary information. I'll give you a moment to raise your hand and voice the Rotary information that you would like to share with us. But better still, you're more than welcome to channel it through the chat section. Anybody that would like to voice their Rotary information, please raise your hand and we'll give you a space to do exactly that. Okay. Yes, my friend, our friend of Daybreak, Past District Governor Kenneth Mugisha, please, you're welcome to unmute and share with us the Rotary information.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy to join you this morning. I'm inviting our brothers and sisters from District 9213 to join us in May next year from the 12th to the 14th in Arusha for the District Conference and Assembly. Early bird ends in December, and the cost is $190, which includes all the meals for the conference and registration. We'll be gladly happy to see you and to receive you joining us to celebrate Rotary.
Thank you. Thank you so much, PDG Ken. And indeed, we will do just that. So friends, in the interest of time, I would like to suggest and invite you to keep the Rotary information flowing and flaring in our chat section. But this morning, we at Daybreakers and all of you Rotarians, Rotractors, and guests that have joined us would like to take a moment to celebrate our own and to celebrate our country lady, Peruth Chemtai. And to guide us in this celebration, I want to give you a moment, Rotarian Peter Odoki, to lead us in this celebration. Rotarian Peter, please go right ahead.
Thank you, President, and good morning, everybody. Yesterday was indeed a glorious day for this country. Just to put it into context, for those who are not sports enthusiasts, Peruth Chemtai won the 3,000 meters steeplechase race for women in a national record of 9 minutes and 1 second. And to add context to this, in this race was the world record holder from Kenya. Peruth is, people were raising their eyebrows and thinking about it as a Kuru. Peruth is an Olympic gold. Dorcas Kuru won the world championship gold. That is not to water down the achievement of Kuru, but this gold medal brought a lot of pride to this country. And on the leaderboard for the Olympics, raised Uganda from the 78th position to the 43rd. Hearing our anthem at the Olympics was quite refreshing and an uplifting event. And it is good that one of our own is bringing home gold. We do have another opportunity tomorrow to collect more medals in the men 5,000 meters final, where we do have the world record holder, Joshua Cheptegei, and 2 of his colleagues. So thank you, Mr. President, for this opportunity to share a bit of my pride about yesterday's win.
Wonderful. Again, thank you so much, Peter Odoki, and we join the rest of Ugandans and the rest of the world to celebrate Peruth Cheptai. I am sure some
Peter
people
forgot
wish.
to say that Muslim suffer from ginger.
Okay, there we start. Some people wish that she is called Peruth Tulia Singura, but the fact remains she hails from Buko district and she joined athletics in the year 2013.
President, that's hilarious.
And joined athletics, you know, as a fan. And here she is holding the world record. And we continue to celebrate the same. So as I request my Lord, Rotarian Ime Mugabo, as you prepare to introduce our guest speaker this morning, I would like friends to join the rest of the Rotary fraternity to continue to welcome and celebrate the month of membership. And we are so grateful and inspired by our RI President, Sheikh Amita, to grow more and do more. And one of the ways we're going to do this is by each one reaching one. So friends at daybreak, let's rise up to this challenge. I know, like the hashtag is already to Simbudde, but we can do more and grow more. So, my Lord, Rotarian Ime Mugabo, kindly present to us our guest speaker this morning.
Thank you, President. President, Rotarians, Rotaractors, and friends of Rotary, good morning to you all. I have the honor and privilege to introduce our guest speaker, Madam Nakanja Konjeri Margaret, mainly known as Naga. Naka joined Rotary as a Rotaract in 1991 and is a past president of the Rotaract Club of Kololo, where she was the vision bearer of the famous Kidera project that later won us 3 RI awards, and she later joined the Rotary Club of Kampala North, where she served also in different capacities. And as a president in 2017, and she was able to serve as an assistant governor. Rotarian Naka is a faculty member of the Rotary Leadership Institute, an engagement that has enabled her to experience the highest level of Rotary fulfillment. Rotarian Naka is also a commercial farmer in Kiriandongo district and also runs a building material supply outlet at Victoria Tiles along Lugogo bypass. We need to support her for those who are in construction. She's a trained teacher, social worker, studied mass communication and organization development. She's passionate about people and teaching, and her Rotary promise is to serve until her last day on earth. Friends, join me to welcome her as she addresses us on the topic on members' participation and engagement. Thank you, President.
Thank you very much, my Lord Rotarian Ime Vincent Mugabo. And Rotarian Naka, allow me turn this session over to you right now. And it's a joy to have you. You're very welcome. Rotarian Naka, I see you are muted. You might need to unmute yourself.
Actually, that's what I was looking for. I'm sorry.
Fantastic.
Okay, are we there? Do you see the screen reading membership, participation, and engagement?
We see you.
We see you.
We see you. You are the membership engagement.
Okay, but okay. So are you seeing the screen?
No, you are yet to share. Please, I've made you a co-host. Go right ahead to share the screen.
Okay. Are we there now? I thought I'd
We still are
practiced.
seeing the beautiful background and the beautiful you in blue.
Oh gosh. Okay, I need to.
I think what you do, you restart sharing. You click the button, green button, sharing afresh.
Okay, I've done that.
And then go to the presentation that you want to and open it.
I'm there.
But we still see you.
Christ. I'm sorry, I thought I'd practiced this. Yes.
You know, there is a tendency of how it doesn't work when you are near money. Maybe move away from your money pass.
No, no. Okay. Okay, I've clicked share screen. Do I have to work with any of the options?
No, after you click share, then you should open the document that you want to share.
I have done that. Oh gosh.
And then press another button, share.
Probably it's coming now.
Are we there? Or
We
you're
still see you.
This is not nice. I need a tutorial in that. Okay, share.
Now it is coming.
Okay.
There we are. We can see you.
Now you can see me.
And see your screen.
I have a dialog box here. How many parties should I just? Okay, are we now fine?
We are good to go. Thank you very much. Please take it away.
I'm sorry, I thought. I'm a novice, I have to admit. Thank you very much. I hope this will not disturb me. I hope now you see the screen and not the Nakanjako. Thank you very much for the kind introduction and for inviting me to be part of today's fellowship and to enable me share with you a bit of my Rotary experience. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll agree with me that unlike other Rotary topics, say for example, the Rotary Foundation, issues of membership is a matter of, they are factual issues, but they are also mainly experiences that we've gone through, opinions, views. So most of what I'm sharing today are really a bit of experience of what I've gone through in my life in Rotary, but also a lot of the try and error that I've had to experience. How do I start? This is how I would like to start. Rotary clubs, now I'll refer to Daybreak. Daybreak is a corporate entity. It has a vision, it has a mission, it has some jobs to deliver. And because as a club you have jobs to deliver, you need hands, you need people to work with you, the same way you would have in MTN or Airtel or any other entity. And that justifies why we need members. We don't need members as an end in itself, as a way of saying, oh, we are a big club, we are 50. Why are we 50? Why do we need members? We need members because they are the human resource of Rotary. As a club, we are here to contribute to the bigger picture of what Rotary International stands for. And it is as simple as we are here to make a difference in the lives of people. So participation and engagement is really about Rotary clubs reflecting on how they manage entry of, I'll be calling you staff members. How do you manage the entry of members? After you've recruited them, how do we manage their stay? And if at all they have to leave, how do we manage their exit? And for participation and engagement that we are discussing this morning, I think we are at the stage of stay. Our clubs, I'm sure including yours, are organized along departments, which we call either committees or directorates. Different clubs use different terminologies. And as I go into, next. Okay, I think I'm there now. As I go into the main subject matter, I want you to, as we engage, to keep thinking about this. Is participation, when members participate, have they been engaged? Is it one and the same? If I'm here and I'm participating in fellowship and I'm doing this, is that the equivalent of engagement? I do not have an answer. This is a matter of how you feel. It's not something physical that you will touch. Okay, now we go to the Rotary Club of Kampala Daybreak. How do you define, as a club, how do you define member participation as engagement? Whose perspective are you using to decide and view yourselves as having members that are very engaged or members that highly participate in club activities? And who decides for you what member participation is? You know, we go to different clubs. Give examples. When you go to the Rotary Club of Sisi, you will come back thinking, oh, my club is at 0 regarding member participation and engagement. So my appeal regarding how you define participation and engagement should be up to you as a club, because most of the clubs actually have goals and targets. Participation of membership at, say, 50%. Engagement at, some people go down to actual numbers. So that is really up to you. How did you decide on that? How did you define engagement and participation as a club? Are we referring to people being present during activities? What we would call on-spot attendance. We have, for example, we have a health camp and we are 50 members. When only 15 turn up at the project site, then the report we give is that members did not participate. Are we defining participation as a process? Which is what I think is what we decided at some point to do in my club where I come from. Are we defining participation as being present at that time physically, or you're defining participation by looking at the whole process? If we've gone to, I'll use a simple example, a medical camp during, say, the Family Rotary Health Days. Somebody wrote a concept, another member did the fundraising, another one helped with mobilizing transportation, another one was in charge of going to the community to mobilize them, to interface with the local authorities where we are doing the medical camp. Some people are actually using their actual skills and professions, they're doctors or nurses. So you've had people across the board, the stretch of the process of the medical camp. And if out of 50, we have only 25 on site, What kind of report or assessment are you going to make of yourselves as a club? That there was poor participation? Did you take note of the person who made this happen? So as a club, it is really upon you. Whether you're going to say Rotarian Naka did not participate because she was not on site, yet Rotarian Naka is the one that fundraised the money that enabled us to do this. So I move on. Mr. President and members, you will decide on what is participation and engagement in as far as your club is concerned, so that you know how to draw your targets and how to make your assessment on whether you've achieved that target. How do we actualize club member participation and engagement targets? I've already mentioned when you look at people's annual plans, they put a percentage. Most of them do a percentage. Some clubs will go ahead and say, if you are running this training, out of 50 members, at least 40 should be present. Some people go down and do numbers. So when we set the targets, how do we actually achieve them? We can only achieve these targets if we are able to get our members to do what it is we would like them to do in order for them to participate and later feel engaged. By way of action, if I were to write an annual plan for member participation and engagement, this is what I would do. I'll continue that interruption. Know your members. Know
Rotarian Mwesigwa, and thank you so much for dealing with that.
Okay.
Naka, you can carry on.
All right, so we need to do a membership profile. We need to know our members so that we know who is capable of doing what, who takes what interests. When you profile your members and that profile is fully documented, then you're going to be able to know where to deploy who to request to do what, as opposed to, you know, sometimes presidents come up and say, I need volunteers to go and do this. And everybody sits and looks at you. But if you actually have a detailed profile of your membership, you even start by approaching people. You know, there are members who will sit back and wait to be called upon. Not everybody is as hyped as some of us. For me, I'll spring up and say, I'll do it. Some people will sit back and say, okay, when I get noticed. So do a member profile, understand who your members are, know what their interests are. Some people don't want to go to project sites, but they are superb in writing project proposals. They are super in approaching banks and other financiers to mobilize money. Some members will not put in money, but if they are doctors or whichever other profession, they will offer themselves, they will be in the trenches. So take a member profile, document it, keep updating it. Then the other thing we need to know before we say people are not participating or engaged, people are unique. We join clubs and then we are taken as a homogeneous group. Some members are, I'm being modest with my word, some members are more unique than others. Some clubs have very high profile members. You have an assistant governor, Bank of Uganda. He might be a very jolly fellow and he's down to earth, but there are definitely areas where you're not going to engage them. There are assignments you're not going to give them. Some people are shy. Some people are different things. There are people who feel like when they enter fellowship, they walk, they make a beeline, and they are always looking for the front seat because they have failed to live their public status in the offices and at home. They want to continue being treated the way they are treated in society. So understand everyone, know who your unique members are. We have difficult personalities. but they're important. They're also contributing enormously. How are you going to take care of everybody in their unique ways? It's the only way that you'll be able to engage them and to have them participate. There is something I've chosen to call the membership matrix as an engagement tool. It is a little similar to the membership profile. A membership matrix works like this. You've listed all your members and you've put a number of attributes. This member is a doctor. This one has contacts in bank, because for example, you know, for this year, we need to look for 4 corporate organizations to work with us. You will already have a membership matrix. You know who knows people in the banking sector, who can easily pick up a phone and call. The other variable you can put in the membership matrix is, what skills does this person have? If we have a maternal and child health project, you know, we have members and we do not know, just because I trade in tiles, you may never know that I'm actually a nurse, or I have a second engagement that is in the health sector, or maybe I run a business where I sell, maybe it's a pharmaceutical business. If you've done a membership matrix, then you're able to attach current, future engagements to members according to who they are, their interests, their talents. Like for me, I'm a tailor. If you ever needed anything, maybe you want to go train people in the community, young girls, single mothers in sewing, I'm available. But most people do not know. So taking a membership matrix helps you to understand the kind of resourcefulness that you have. It can even trigger forming a project, because you say, oh, we have so many of these. You can approach people and say, you're very good in developing business plans. Can you help us come up with a number of business concepts or project concepts from which we can have as a project concept bank? So that's what that would help. And then the other issue would be document. Whatever we do under membership, we never document. The only documentation we have is members, their spouses, their birthdays, and that's it. Whatever has happened during that year, can we document it in a usable manner so that we have lessons that we'll use to plan for next year? We have a gap regarding a certain occupation in the club. How are you going to determine who you're going to target next year for recruitment? I seem to be working slow. Then mentorship. Mentorship is very key if members are going to feel engaged or to be helped to feel worthy of doing anything in the club. Remember, when people join our clubs, they have their expectations, and these expectations, at least for me, are selfish. It is about me first. But clubs also have expectations about their members. Can we have a meeting point? Are we going to let members just come and have fun, come to fellowship, have a drink, you go to a project, they're just having fun? Or are we going to also see, with time, help members to synchronize their personal expectations with what the clubs expect of them? And once you've been able to get a meeting point towards that, then it's very easy to convince people to be active in the affairs of the club. Sorry, that was my timer. Membership obligations versus member responsibilities. Of course, we all know that there are two main obligations: payment of dues and attendance. I don't know how far we are with attendance. I might be out of date. As long as I've paid my dues and I have attended the required number of fellowships, there's nothing you can do to me. Yet responsibilities are the things we are talking about now. Participating in club activities, taking up responsibilities, and all those other things. While the obligations are the things that will make you a member, it is the responsibilities that make you an effective and a good member. Can we help people to understand? Because some people will say, what do you want from me? I've paid my dues and I'm attending fellowship. Slowly let them know that the responsibilities is what makes clubs great. Then under mentorship is where we help people to discover themselves. I never used to want to speak to people, but Rotary trained me into being able to do that. I will jump on any opportunity to stand up and speak. People come and they are managing directors in places, but they fear to stand up and speak. Can we help do capacity building to members so that we enhance their other social skills, public speaking, starting a business, writing a will, making a personal development plan, so that people now begin to see value in Rotary. And it's only then, once you know that Rotary has made me, then there is no way in which you're going to be a laissez-faire member. So mentorship, very important. Then when you give people assignments, because sometimes people stop being engaged because you gave them a role, but they did not understand at all what it is. And that kills their confidence to deliver on any assignment. It makes them uncomfortable because we are adults and we are volunteers, you don't want to look like you have failed. So clarity of roles, build my confidence, make me comfortable. Create a reward system, not money. Praise me, make me feel like, wow, I did it. Make me feel great about what I've done. And that has to be continuous. It should not stop with one president. Some presidents are excellent at motivating and rewarding members. When their year ends, finished. So can we have it as a club system? And then, of course, the other thing that takes people away, Rotary clubs make their members cash cows to fund their projects. We fail to go look for money from corporate bodies and other partners. We are always taking around the basket, and that takes people away. Can you give me a good reason as to why I should be here, either at fellowship or project site, and not go to attend to my other priorities? Why should I be? I wish you knew what time it is where I am. I should be sleeping. But I was so excited I was going to meet people virtually. I've even had my brother, Governor Ken, speak, and my other governor, Sebaru. So I'm excited because, oh, they've listened to me speak. They're going to say, hey, that girl, that woman. So can we be leaders and not managers? Give me a reason to be here. We have to keep our Rotary assignments relevant to the people that we give them to, because we have personal aspirations in Rotary, and those are the ones we want to fulfill. Going by doing what you want us to do in Rotary. Give me that enthusiasm. I want you to make it like I cannot afford to miss. I cannot afford to miss this Rotary event. That is the enthusiasm. Even if I don't have that much time, I'll make sure I come to do what you want me to do. I'll be engaged and I'll participate. And one of the things as a way of action, and we used to do it where I come from, we made fun and fellowship an integral part of all serious Rotary business. If we are going for a medical outreach, there has to be home hospitality. And instead of 5 people or 10 people, you would have the entire club come. But at the end of the day, they will do the serious work and then pick up on fun and fellowship. And with time, then it becomes a culture. I've already mentioned that there are people who will never offer themselves to serve. But if you know their abilities, look out for them. Communication, feedback as a culture of the club. Let people know that if I have something to say, it is okay to say it, and these are the good channels that I should use. You know, people walk away, they call it voting with their feet. If they know you're not going to listen to them, they will walk away. But if they know there are channels through which I can be able to say what I want to say, then I'll do what I'm supposed to be in the club. I'll be engaged and I'll be active. Presidents, leaders, you only call us when you need us. And there are presidents who, when you see their phone calls, the first thing that goes through your mind is, what is it this time? Can we learn how to build relationships with our members? Build a relationship. Actually, as president, you should have a list of all your members and make a work plan on who am I going to call on which day. And when you call, of course, somebody will be anxious. What is the president saying? You just say, no, I just wanted to say hello to you, to check on you. The next time there is anything to be done, that member should even go saying, because me, I do it. Can you imagine the president called me to just say hello to me? Call your committee chairs, call district officers to just say hello. The next time you call and you want to engage them or to participate in something, you'll have made them a friend. There is a trick, or you make use of the human psychology. People like to be at the center. Do you know when we take group pictures, you already know you're there. You look for yourself first. Can we use that trick to make people feel like they're at the center of everything we do in Rotary? So that when you ask them to do anything, they know it is benefiting, it is feeding their ego. So harness that human nature of being self-centered, but in a positive way. There's another thing that people like to do in some clubs. I think it's going on right now. I'm going to be appearing somewhere. Member profiles, people like to be written about. You write about them, you show their pictures, what their accomplishments are. When you post such an article on your website or social media, the next time you call them or there's anything they want to show because they know they will be on the front page. Make use of that human psychology innovation. And of course, innovativeness, make people feel special. Me, when you make me feel special, I'll even ask for work when it is not there. And of course, giving rewards, motivating member at the slightest opportunity. Some people even just write letters to us. They tell us, oh, I wrote this letter to say thank you very much. This is now to the individual members. The individual members need to know that by being active, by accepting to get engaged, you're the #1 beneficiary. Those skills that you will learn, you're going to use them in your other life, at work, in the family. Me, there are so many things I learned from RLI, getting organized, doing a personal plan, knowing how to treat people, being humble. It has benefited me a lot more than my Rotary Club. So members as individuals, do not leave this to your presidents. Offer yourself to serve the club and beyond. Go to the district governor, the incoming, and tell him, I'm here, I have these skills. Please make use of me. Attend trainings. Rotary is not like any, you may be a PhD holder or the director of whatever. When you come as club president, my God, you realize that Rotary is a different ballgame. Attend other club events so that you can learn. Give feedback that is meant to build the club. I'm talking to you individual members. Don't make your business to only criticize. If there is something nice, call the president and tell him, by the way, the other one was very good. Feedback should be to build your club. Don't make leadership a burden to the current leadership. You leave everything to the president. The president calls you, you don't pick. By the time the man hands over on the 30th of June, he doesn't even want to hear the word daybreak. Those skills and vocations and talents are given to you by God for a purpose. Bring them out, use them, make yourself relevant. And as a parting shot, this is my last one. These are questions that I'm asking. I don't have answers. This one I asked when I was starting. Does participation necessarily make our members feel that they are engaged? because I'm present at the project site, how do I feel? Do I feel engaged? How do we make engagement intentional and deliberate, not as something where we are going to tick a box? What happens when we leave the president to die alone? I've said this in local language. You will leave our president to die alone. You don't want to offer yourself. And finally, what happens when our leaders take singular credit? We've all been there, we've worked as a team, the president takes credit. If this is the first month in July, by the time you sign out, some of us will have said, we'll have walked away because we say, after all, the president takes credit for everything that we've done. Mr. President, I now have overshot my time, but thank you so much for listening to me. And I'm here to take any add-ons and questions. Thank you.
Wow. Is what I see in some of the comments out here. Thank you so much, PAG, Naka, and thank you for flying the flag of the Rotary Leadership Institute. Indeed, the faculty has a great faculty member in you. Friends, I know hearing this talk, so many questions are triggering in your mind, even right now. And you're wondering, do I participate? But also as President A.G. Naka, I will always want to hear the name daybreak, and I will always say the name daybreak. That means that I'm glad that I'm part of a team and a great team. So friends, right about now is a time of our interaction. And this being the month of member engagement and extension, I know that there's no better way to start off than these great insights that have been shared by our senior Rotarian, PAG Naka. So I will welcome you, Rotarian Wilberforce Amanya, to guide us through the Q&A or the interaction session. Rotarian Wilberforce Amanya, I turn this to you to guide us through the Q&A session.
Thank you, President. Good morning to you, Rotarians and all friends on call this morning. First Assistant Governor Margaret, also known as Rotarian NAC, thank you for this elaborate presentation. I can say you have nailed it home. And I'm sure every member is ready and expectant, being such a topic that is so relevant in this month of membership. Friends, today we've been able to learn, we've been used to M&E, monitoring and evaluation. Today we have learned a new term, participation and engagement. Over to you, it is right about time that you engage and take part in this wonderful and so relevant presentation right at the heart of Rotary. As a matter of procedure, as always, we shall have, it is a Q&A. Just go to the chat room, put your question. I would prefer that you go to your settings and put up your hand. I'll be able to pick you and let you speak. And also the presenter has also put out some questions. You can also give comment by way of answering the questions. Please members, let's take it up from there. We are beginning with our own CPA Chibedi, our past president. Please CPA Chibedi, take it up and put your question to the presenter.
Thank you very much, moderator and president, for giving me the opportunity. Rotarian First Assistant Governor Naka, I want to thank you so much for that presentation. There's something that came to me as you are speaking. Who is the Rotarian for the Rotarians? Quite often times when we're doing group engagements, we forget that there are people who might need to be attended to in a specific way, and sometimes we leave others because we have not appreciated, like I've said, our members and what their profile is. I want to thank you very much for being a Rotarian of the Rotarians. And if I don't say this, then I would have cheated on you that when we had our retreat as assistant governors in India, you really took care of, you looked out for me as the feeble Rotarian that needed assistance, and you would not leave me on the side. And I think that is living our talk and walking our talk. And I really want to thank you for even this presentation, just reflects who you are. And may God bless you.
Amen.
Thank you, PAG Frederick, our own past president. I'd like to put you the question from our senior Rotary leader, Dr. Tusu Sanak. As president of Kampala North, what were some of your major engagement challenges? Were you able to address them? That is a question from Dr. Tusu. Friends, please put your question in the chat room or raise up your hand to make a comment or put a question to the presenter. I missed a question I dropped off. Rotarian Ochena from Sunday. It was a good question that I missed out. Can you put your question direct to the presenter for others to benefit, while others are also preparing for their question? I now receive a question from Joyce Magara. Rotarian Joyce Magara, please unmute and put your question to the presenter.
Yeah, thank you very much, President. Thank you very much, Pagnaka. You've talked about egocentric tendencies. How does one really get over, the very high egos that exist within the leadership of Rotary, but also within our clubs? At times, you really feel you are trying to do your best to be a team player, to serve, but then people keep on pulling you down just because of their egos. Can you throw more light on that?
Thank you, Rotarian Joyce. I'm still giving one opportunity for this first batch of the question to Rotarian Ocheno. I missed your question because I dropped off, and it was so relevant question. Can you unmute and put your question just as you had it in the chat room, so that the presenter can take on that first batch of the questions as we go the next? If that is not coming, PAG Margaret, you can take on that as the first batch of the questions as members prepare to make their questions to you. I thank you.
Thank you, Rotarian Amanya. The batch of questions has 2 questions and 1 comment, I think. From
yes, right.
To which I'll say, because who is the Rotarian of Rotarians? I only would add that however long you've been in Rotary, however senior you are, we all need continuous mentoring. Sometimes it's about the way you handle things, sometimes being encouraged to make yourself better, or to be encouraged to be bold and take up leadership, because there are times we are offered opportunities to serve and we develop butterflies, you're scared. So if you have a mentor, then you can bounce off these challenges. We all need, every Rotarian needs a Rotarian. Let me first skip to egocentric, being self-centered. I actually brought, if you noticed, I brought it. Good morning. Good morning, Lydia. I brought it from the positive angle. We know people love themselves. People love a lot about standing out. Can we harness that trait and see how we turn it around as a motivation to get people up and out, active. If, say, somebody has made an achievement, anyway, that one I talked about it. But from the other flip side of things, how do you deal with members who come with their egos to Rotary? They do not want to let go. And it affects the way, especially the leaders. I really don't know. I could come up with a few examples of what I've done personally. Sometimes all you need to do is make them your friend. Give them assignments, challenge them. Give them assignments that would fit into their status. If somebody is so big out there, is known across the corporate world, you have a fundraising drive, make him the chair of fundraising. Allow him, give him a chance to leave his ego, but in a manner that will eventually help the club. That is one example I would come up with, but there could be other experiences elsewhere. What engagement and participation challenges I had, or I faced as a president of my club in Kampala North, there are very many. One of them is the usual suspects. You would have the same people for everything. If you're trying to do this because maybe your time bad, you usually have people that are always willing to serve. They're always there, they're available. They will even approach you. That Tusu is asking, he is always available. And for him, he's, sorry Tusu, this is not about it, but he's one person that will come down to the level of everybody. So the challenges I faced, of course, was you call people to serve and they don't want to serve, and yet you are trained never to leave anyone behind. So sometimes things will delay, sometimes things will not work, or sometimes you break your back because now you say, okay, the committee meeting is not happening, let me be present. You're the one mobilizing people. So my biggest challenge was that when people did not step out to do what they were supposed to do, then the leadership broke their backs. That is just one example that I can come up with. The others, so I will leave it at that. Okay, I hope it's covered.
Thank you, PAG Margaret. I'm sure the president will borrow a few minutes just to deal with this question that I feel are pertinent. This is the last batch of questions for you to take on. The first one will be from Rotarian Helen Kawesa. To everyone, I hope he's a Rotarian because I don't want to address someone else. How do we deal with Rotarians who only pay but do not participate? They believe what their money does all the work. They believe that their money does all the work.
Okay.
The second question is, Rotary people of no, I'm giving you the four questions that will take on as the first batch, the last batch, and maybe anyone which will be in those who will have raised their hands. Rotary brings together people of all walks of life, both introverts and extroverts. If the engagement is restricted by pandemic times and digital era, I hope that is clear to you, PAG?
No, it's not.
Okay, I repeat. Okay, I repeat. Rotary brings together people of all walks of life, both introverts and extroverts. If the engagement is restricted, what would be the best shot engagement Ella? Is that clear?
You know you're breaking. We are.
Yeah, PAG. Oh, sorry, you can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Rotary brings together people of all walks of life, both introverts and extroverts. If the engagement is restricted, what would be the best shot to engage members in these pandemic times and digital era? I read the next question from Helen Kawes again. They don't participate in activities but want Rotarians because they pay, but don't get their hands dirty. Those ones, they don't want to get their hands dirty, but they pay. So how do you go about those ones? Then the next question is, how do you support the president to do the better rather than walking away? How do you support, in quotes, the president to do better rather than walking away? I think, friends, I will take that as the last batch of questions from the chat room. And I see no one raising their hands. I would like to ask you, PAG Margaret, take on those last 4 questions, and we cap it all. I thank you.
Maybe before you come in, PAG Naka, friends, I request that given the importance of this subject, I request that we borrow strictly 9 minutes, the same minutes within which our champion won the gold yesterday, to wind up our fellowship. So Naka, respond to those, and then we have borrowed 9 minutes to be able to proceed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And it's going to be very brief because, like I said at the beginning, these are not factual issues. They are opinions and experiences. My sister Kawesa, from members who pay, for as long as they've fulfilled their 2 obligations, then they feel like the rest is not up, they are not obliged. I think people need continuous mentoring. Such a person would need more mentorship. You can speak to somebody who you think is their friend in the club. You can twin them with the person they are comfortable with, maybe their drinking buddy or their best friend in the club. But the other thing you can do in the profiling, you can be able to decode what their passions are. Maybe whatever is happening, they're not interested. Can we do something about finding their passion? And all these are trials. I wouldn't say that this is final. Extrovert, introverted members, they are restricted in what they can do. And this is the pandemic time. It all comes down to, before you engage, can we understand your members? What do they enjoy? Where would they rather be? So it is a conversation that you would have to hold with them. Of course, some people don't want to get their hands dirty. Get them where they want to participate, maybe, or take them with you if they can allow. And then they'll realize that when you get your hands dirty, you actually get a higher Rotary experience. You keep trying. Then the president, it's all about me, my club, my year, my achievements. Most of these presidents have advisors and they have friends. Sometimes the best thing to do, me when I used to be stubborn as president, they used to report me to my advisor. The other person, the other 2 members they used to report me to was Governor Sibirwa, Governor Mwanji. Time I would see their calls, I would know her. What have I done? And I think individuals know how to speak. So if I've done something that is not becoming as president, find somebody who can speak to me and I'll take it in without taking offense. But the one thing you must never do with adults, never try to correct an adult in public. It turns into humiliation and they are going to fight back. Find somebody that they are comfortable with giving them feedback. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you very much for listening to me, but if we had more time, I know there are so many experiences across the board, people could share a lot more on effective approaches that have worked with all these challenges that you've raised. Thank you.
Thank you, PAG Margaret, the great teacher. And to all friends who would like to have access to this presentation, do not worry, we are live on YouTube. Just go there, go to the break page, and you'll be able to see this presentation live again and again. I thank you. President, please, back to you.
Thank you very much, Rotary and Amanya, for this, for handling very well the interaction session. And thank you again, PAG NAC, for passionately sharing and pouring out your heart about participation and engagement of our members. You could be wondering, how do I get to the YouTube channel to get all this material? On the flyer that was shared, there is a link that takes you direct to our YouTube channel. Just click it, you'll get to the YouTube channel. Friends, allow me welcome our Vice President, none other than Rotarian Dorothy Achan, to kindly move a vote of thanks to our guest speaker. Rotarian Dorothy.
Thank you, President Frederick. Good morning, everyone. And I would like to appreciate and thank our guest speaker this morning, PAG Margaret Nakanjako. You've made our morning, you've made our week, you've made our day. What I must say is you've answered a lot of questions around people management. I, for one, am very passionate about how to manage people. You've answered so many of my questions around people management. My takeaway there is membership profile and membership matrix. That will answer a lot of questions around engagement of people and Rotarians in the club activities. Many a times you find those who volunteer are the ones who are active, but you've opened our eyes on how to engage those introverts, those who wait to be nominated to do activities. And like you said, they're actually very good. In many of the occasions, when you nominate them, they do very well. So our takeaway is, how do we identify these people? How do we keep their profiles so that we see where to assign them? And I think this will enable clubs to engage all the
Sorry, Rotarian Dorothy.
Thank you, PAG.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Rotarian Dorothy. And PAG NACA, it is our humble request that you kindly accept and receive our certificate of appreciation in recognition of your knowledge and experience about membership engagement and participation that you have presented to the members of the Rotary Club of Kampala Daybreaks and Rotarians, contractors, and all our guests this morning. We thank you so much. This will be delivered to you at an appropriate time, but do receive it virtually for this particular time. So I want to invite you, Rotarian Irene Katende, to give us the roll call of clubs and statistics in the most precise way that you can. Rotarian Irene.
Thank you so much, President. All members on this call, we thank you so much for always fellowshipping with us. This morning, we were graced with 219 participants, 2 viewers on our YouTube, 58 visiting clubs, 4 Rotaract clubs. I've managed to capture 1 guest. And the clubs were the Rotary Club of Chuatule, Makindye, Kampala Morning Stars, E-Club Uganda Global, Muyenga Breeze, Namasuba, Natete, Kampala Sunrise, Muyenga, Kampala Central, Kampala, Alibad, Sonde, Mukono Central, Kampala Springs, RC Entebbe, Kampala Maisha, Bulova, Bukoto, Inner Wheel Club, Seguku, Kampala Metropolitan, Mbale, Kampala North, Garuga, RC Nsanji, Lubowa, Nakawa, RC Seta, Ntinda, Webaja, Port Bell, Kampala East, Bulindo, RC Nalia, Kayunga, Kira, Kasangati, Kampala South, Nakasero Central, E-Club Ntinda, Chitante, Rubaga Lakeview, RC Kololo, Chadondo, Kampala Springs, Nansana, Bweyogere Nambole, Kayunga, Garuga Club Information, RC Mbale, Najera, Munyonyo, Kawempe, Kansanga, Kayunga, Mutundwe, Chengera, and Kajansi. The Rotaract clubs were Mulago School of Nursing and Midwifery, Chambogo University, Kampala City, and MOOCs. We had one guest by the names of Mukasa Kampi. That is the only guest that I managed to capture. And as our club, the members' participation today has been 80%. And to our guest speaker today, PAG Naka, we have picked a leaf from what you have said. We thank you once again for accepting our invitation. For the clubs that I have not captured, kindly reach us out on our chat room and we'll pick up your club from there. Thank you so much, and over to you, President.
Thank you so much, Rotarian Irene, for taking us through the statistics. And I want to add mention to your voice and comment that for the Rotary clubs that for one reason we may not have captured, please accept our apologies, but do let us know in the chat section, and we will certainly recognize your presence and participation. As before, I invite you, Rotarian Hannington Fenge, to give us the final test. Again, I want to request that you allow me voice the gratitude of all day breakers to each and every single one of you, fellow Rotarians, Retractors, and all friends of Rotary that have joined us this morning. But I want to make special appreciation of our leaders, both past district leaders, Kenny Mugisha, Tusu, Xavier, and many others. Thank you so much. I want to thank you, DGE, Honorable Mike Sebaru, for always being with us every Thursday morning. We don't take it for granted. And thank you so much, DGE Francisco Semwanga, for always being with us every Thursday morning. We really appreciate you. To you, all the past assistant governors, thank you. Changemaker assistant governors, what a joy it is to have you. And my fellow Changemaker presidents, wow, I'm really humbled by your warmth every Thursday morning. Thank you so much, and I'm sure that God will give not only me, but all the members of the Rotary Club of Kampala Daybreak the grace to revenge. Rotarian Hannington Thenge, kindly give us the final toast as we come to the end of our fellowship. Rotarian Hannington Thenge, are you there? Okay.
President, can I come in?
Go right ahead, Rotarian patients.
Okay. For a beautiful presentation we've had this morning on a good sunny day, I give you Rotary International.
Rotary the world over. Thank you so much, friends. Be blessed.
World over.
God make you blessed.
I knew Frederick Ibedi was coming with Rotary is over.
Mr. President, the Governor Sebalu should tell us when the Salongo classes are resuming.
You want to retake?
I have a retake. I have a retake. I have to prepare for it.
Rotarian Frederick, haven't you failed enough times?
Rotarian Nakanjako, I sent you something in your inbox. Did you see it?
On the chat?
Yes, in the chat. Directly to you.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Governor Mike is ready to answer my
Very
question.
hard to keep up with.
Everybody
I
from
know,
Rotary
I
Club
know.
of Entebbe.
Can I read my number so you can send it to me?
Okay, sure.
All classes are under lock.
704.
074?
We're in trouble.
No, there's too much
But there
going
should
on.
be online version of the classes.
No, this
You can
this
share it
one
in the chat section.
online has not been
Color.
approved.
Let him wait for next year. We shall open schools next year.
Oh, IPP, are you done with your television program?
Online.
IPP, thank you so much for continuing to accept to hear the name Daybreak and also shouting it out wherever you are.
We look forward to seeing you in our fellowship next Wednesday. Rotary Club of Entebbe loves you, the Daybreakers.
Oh, hello,
Yes.
Entebbe. We'll
That is very
swam.
One of us was your assistant governor. We shall escort him.
Yes.
Mr. President, good morning.
Yes,
good morning.
That's a
PD,
big
how are you?
voice. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody, and have a good day.
Good day,
Wait,
Wax. Good morning.
Has he run away already? Yeah,
No,
he's
I'm
not
right
here.
here. I've not run away.
I mean, PhD.
Oh,
I am
Rotarian Nakanjako, there was a comment in the chat room. It is a very good comment. Allow me to read it to you since you're still on call.
Okay.
Thank you, my mentor, Rotarian Naka. I still remember the mentorship you took us through as Rotary Club of Machindia when I was being prepared for presidency. Thank you, proud of you. I thought you
That
should
is AG
hear that one.
Kaitarama.
Oh,
Naka,
yeah.
but this one is the best. I have a comment from the chat section that reads, and I'll read it precisely as it is. Naka achikubye.
Okay, you have number. Let me type the chat room.
For sure, Mr. President, Naka was a very good choice, and thank you so much for giving us this talk.
Yes.
It's very rich and enriching.
Well laid out.
Thank you. Is that the one who inboxed me?
Pardon?
Are you the one who inboxed me?
Yes, I was. I am.
Good morning, Secretary Betty. Good morning.
Good morning,
President.
morning.
Yes, please.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Rebecca?
Love you.
We love you too, Rebecca.
Thank you for making us up very early in the morning.
Rotarian Nakanjako, I've seen your post. Thank you.
It's always a joy.
Oh. Okay.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, sweetie. Well done.
Most welcome, Rotarian Rebecca.
Greetings to the family members. Kuliko omugalo.
Isn't omugalo gukyaliko?
It's more like it's off.
Yeah.
Rotarian Patience.
Hello.
Send
Good
my
morning,
greetings to
Irene.
His Lordship. Listen.
Okay. Me as a person?
Good morning.